subject to a type of social normity that was for colored people in Minneapolis, gangs, and he grew up in blood territory, I would say, which is a highly gang-related area of Minneapolis, and so I think he was really subject to those type of ways of living. And so I think that sort of projects fear onto me as his daughter, and he has tattoos, and how the world sees him. And if I'm riding with him, or if I see a cop, it's sort of like that subconscious fear. But now I feel like since I've grown and I've gotten to know cops personally and professionally, my cousin actually married a cop. He's been a cop for 20 years.
Was a fear that was instilled with you with your father, but that's what happens. This history that gets passed down, and then you take it upon yourself to build a personal relationship with the cops in your community.
My dad got stopped so many times by cops for no reason. And I'm just like, oh wow, it's because he's black, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so one time, my dad, his white friend, we were with him and his kids, and they were driving, we got pulled over. The white man didn't get arrested, nothing, he was good. And so me just, I don't know, looking onto that, it's just hard because us black people, there's a lot going on.
Artists.
So she speaks through her art. That's what happens.
I love it, and that's important. That's why we have this space, because we have different styles of speaking and communicating. And so, thank you so much. But everything you say is valuable, whether you put it on paper or create it in a dance piece or in art. We love that everything you say is valuable. So if there's anything you want to communicate, please interject into the conversation, because this is what this is. And then our officer is off to the side.
You want to come sit for a nice spot?
Hello.
And
Hi, Faith.
how you doing?
Good.
Is that knowing that there's a fear that's been inherited? How would you, when you were interacting with the youth, especially the black and brown youth, how could you help create a safe space for them, knowing that there's some kind of fear?
Country, some of the perceptions, I think, one aspect you want to, people need to understand is that, some of our tactics as police officers, we have administrators and people that are looking at crime in this city, and they're looking at where crimes are occurring, and crime trends, and we have officers that are assigned to, target high crime areas, not target people because of race, but target some of the crime problems that.
Okay, I said I don't think people know the history of SROs, and so I think that affects a lot of people's decisions. In 1954, Brown v. Board of Education was voted on and passed as a landmark Supreme Court case. And integration started happening in Minneapolis public schools, and what happened was police officers had daughters and children who went to that school, and so they were worried about their children. And so what they would do is they would voluntarily enter the school and just sort of watch to see what was happening. So it was a racist, and it was a white fear type of thing. And so what happened was eventually the Minneapolis Police Department and Minneapolis Public Schools signed a contract to where police officers would actually get paid for being in the schools. But to finish that history lesson, I just say that what was your name again?
I think I understand what you're saying, Tyler. You're concerned.
Jill said earlier that generational what was it, poverty or
Historical trauma.
trauma runs in all of us. And so if we don't address historical trauma, then it's very hard for someone who looks like me to say, oh yeah, I love SROs. And it's very easy for someone who looks like Tim back there to say, I love SROs.
Mainly what I'm scared about is mostly like the guns that people have and things like that. Cause like basically one time I was just across the street and then all of a sudden they like started shooting in the corner store, and then somebody like died right in front of me. So.
Wow. Sorry. Can somebody support her? Somebody support her? Thank you. Oh, well, I do have one question. What, are you from an organization? Are you representing any organization at your school?
I represent I'm in a club called Unidos, which is a Latino club where we learn about all of the other Latino cultures.
1 second. What we're doing, speaking here, is moving from a fear-based reality to a soul connection. And the only way that we can do that is to move outside of perceptions, numbers, statistics, policy, and how as one individual, because movements are done by the individual.
Being involved in the arts. Well, my background is in criminology, deviant behavior, criminal justice, but then what you're going to do is work with these great experts and then put that into a cultural, artistic context.
Okay, well, I drew this despite everything that's going on in the world, you know, the black people and the hurt that they've gone through with police brutality, race, and all of that. And I just, there's a lot of hurt in the world. So I just did this because I'm hurt and I know other people are hurt, you know, of color. So that's why I did this.
Because you want people
to know that hurt comes and goes. Hurt doesn't stay forever. Well, it can, but
hopefully not,
yeah.
So, did you put anything on the other side? Or
No, I just did this.
You might put heal on the other side.
Right.
That might be kind of cool. Hurt and heal, and then you could. Because what I'm hoping people do is take it home and inspire themselves, or a poem or lines from a song or something would be cool too. You can keep going, and please send me video on it. Okay, and keep in touch.
All one,
Okay,
and then I just decorated it.
beautiful.
I also wrote the same thing, All Lives Matter, and I also wrote We Are All Equal, and Stop the Killing and Unite.
Stop killing and what?
Unite.
Stop killing and unite. That's nice. We are all equal. Very nice. You're going to keep working on it? Mm-hmm. Beautiful. So what did you think about your experience?
I liked it today because, I didn't speak, but everybody that spoke said everything I wanted to say anyways.
So you felt the conversation was good? And
it was really good. I'm glad we talked about it.
And it's today everyone said what I had to say, so it went great.
Oh, great. So you feel good about it?
Mm-hmm.
So what would you do differently, or what would you like to see added to it?
I don't know. Every time we just talk about being safe or black people or guns. I said every time we talk about the same thing, but then it's also good for us because every year it's something new that happens in the world. So
you're going to vote?
Once I turn 18.
Yeah. How about you? Yep. And get your family to vote?
Yeah.
What did you write? What was your quote?
Oh, I wrote shots fired. Over the summer, 10 of my Muslim brothers have passed away because of gun control. And I just feel like, I don't know, I should just blame gun for it. I don't know.
So you put that on the post under conflict, but you also put some positive thing on there with the drawings, right?
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
I drew a girl that had a hijab on and said, "I'm a Muslim, not a terrorist." So, yeah.
And then you put a little girl next to it, right? What did the little girl say?
She said that she was scared.
Okay, so my artwork is this, and it sort of is a sunset, and it says "See me" on the bottom. It's very faint, but I think it means, I interpret it as you should be able to be seen in the world like a horizon is seen, because you just take awe of the sun and the sunset, and I feel like if everybody just saw the world like that and saw other people like that, that it would just eliminate so much conflict and confrontation and just unite people.
Say your name.
Hi, my name is Isabel Rodriguez, and I am one of the assistant principals at South High School.
And what did you feel about this project?
I feel so hopeful and excited, especially for my students. We really didn't know at the beginning how the end of it was going to be, and just listening to how excited they are about continuing this conversation and kind of like get back and let everybody know about what they did. They want to stay here. Like, they want to continue to paint and talk about their hopes and change and social justice. And I did my job today. I'm going home happy.
And you also are an artist, and you're going to come
Yes.
back and work on the post.
Yes.
That sounds wonderful.
So I can't wait to bring the post to the school and show what we did. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you
Yeah,
very
together.
much.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank
Glad-
you
glad
for
to-
having us.
My name is Herman Milligan Jr., and I live in Minneapolis, and I am the board chair for the Givens Foundation for African American Literature, which is a nonprofit organization here in Minneapolis.
Great. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about why you're supporting this project.
We, the organization, is supporting the project because we like the idea of using the written word in conjunction with building youth through the practice of art. And this is a great way where art itself is being integrated into sort of like a placemaking, methodology at a school here. And then we're also using literature, and one of the people involved happens to be African American as well as a writer, so it's a good way to integrate the discipline.
You were here for quite a bit of the conversation today when we were working on the big post and the mini post. What was your takeaway? What did you remember the most?
Well, I think there is first is a great opportunity where you have the ability to have law enforcement and the youth now integrated with this dialogue that eventually we know is going to come out. The outcome is the post, which has these meanings that the kids are creating along with the images and phrases that we know is going to be basically as long as the post exists. So Compassionate Arts, I think, does a wonderful job here of basically integrating cross-disciplinary education, arts, and a human justice topic, so for police community relations in these communities, so hopefully there's like the positive outcome. So I think it's a wonderful it's a wonderful project, and then hopefully then it improves the relations between not only the students and the police, but maybe the broader community in the police, relative to how the community then is able to then see what's a positive outcome from this integration.
Yes, I've been a high school teacher, a high school counselor, and then I did move on into higher ed. That's where I met Barbara. And what I learned both teaching and counseling younger people is talk therapy in dealing with trauma and risks in their lives and things that they are fearful of. Talk alone is limiting because they're not developed and don't have the life experience yet. So using other media, such as doing art and movement, for instance, are ways that younger people have a way to find their voice and express themselves.